All right, welcome back. We're after it already a little bit. Here back at a repeat customer, not for what we originally were coming back for though. So here at good customer JP and Bailey's Garage here in Perry County, we had a pretty significant rain event 2 days ago, and I was coming to his place to do a small culvert diversion for their driveway. We had built up their road entryway, I think maybe a month ago, and then one of the things we had talked about was putting a culvert, a small one, just a little 8-inch, from where the neighbor's water comes down through, and then catching it here and then diverting it across the driveway and that direction. Well, as you can see, there is stone already here. They had a very significant rain event, I think 4 inches in like 2 hours. And so we've got 2 more culvert replacements. Basically their culvert failed. So we've got a big hole here, and this doesn't really do it justice. They have a slightly collapsed culvert there, but this clogged up and washed over the driveway and washed down the hill. So that's really problem number 2. Problem number 1 is actually what we're working on now. We got after it early because I need to go get some stone for the project. But down here, they have a culvert that crosses, and it crosses over from the neighbor's property, and there's a pond. So the pond overflow comes down through here and hits this ditch. So that ditch here, and so here's a lot of the dirt they were bringing down from the front, but it's a small 12-inch culvert and it got clogged up. And so what really was the problem though is here's the pond overflow right there. The pond overflowed its banks, could not keep up with that small pipe. And then this kind of clogged up too, this little 12-inch. And so ultimately what happened was we got drainage coming down. We diverted this already this morning over there, but this washed out a big cavity, and the culvert is only right at the edge of the driveway. So we got a lot of water coming out. So what we've done so far is we packed in some 2s, and we're gonna put an 18-inch culvert in. We're gonna do about 34 feet starting from over there, and then we're gonna come all the way out here, all the way to the end to kind of connect these, pack it in with 2s, some 304, and then eventually some riprap on the ends. But we got the water kind of going a different route, and then kind of get everything cleaned up. So that's problem number 1 we're working on. Number 2 will be the front culvert, getting that squared away, and then number 3 will be the little baby culvert. And then finally, probably in a different day or a different project, cleaning up the driveway and the mud mess, unless we get some dry days. But man, what a big deal and something unexpected for the customer, but we're gonna get them taken care of. Come along. All right, we're gonna get fired up here after lunch. The objective is to get the culvert ready, get the culvert area dug out. We're going to use the material. We got a low spot where I'm sitting, and I'll show you here in a second. But have Sean spread that material in the low spot behind me, and then we'll get the area dug out, and then we'll go from there, get the 18-inch culvert in. So I'm gonna first take off the top here because we got another culvert in there that's smaller than what we need. So it'll be a little tricky to kind of dig this out, but start with this. I'm hoping this smooth bucket do the work with the smooth, but I don't know. Might have to change buckets. I think if I use the edge and kind of cut it out. I don't think this driveway had a lot of base on it, but I don't know. So it's kind of our edge. That's the idea. I may have to go get the other bucket though. I did not want to dig out very deep. And we got to get this other culvert out. We'll see though. I'm gonna run into the other one here in a minute. All right, so we got it cleaned out here, got the culvert out. I'm gonna check measurements and see what we're doing. We got, obviously it's running downhill, so we got fall. We're just gonna double check everything. All right, we're back this morning. Didn't get a lot videoed yesterday. We were kind of just scrambling, there a little bit of rain coming. So, but we got the culvert in over here. One of the things we were kind of working on in focus was getting the culvert in. So we got that in, got everything cleaned up, got stone back on it. We're gonna do a little bit more this morning, but all in all, pretty good. This morning's intent is to get riprap around the bank and around this culvert, and then work on stuff up front. So I'll bring you along. All right, we just moving along this morning. We're putting in a little 8-inch culvert across the driveway. Got Sean in the excavator. We got everything drawn off. Got to watch out for a water line on this side, but it should be pretty deep. We just got to go across this little area, and got a drainage issue that goes up here from the neighbor's driveway down. So we're gonna clean that up too and get rolling. All right, well, that's a wrap. We did a little time lapse earlier. Sean putting in the culvert up there, but this afternoon we got it going after it again, so I apologize. The video and doing work is still kind of a tricky thing for me, but here's the kind of the finished product. We've got the customer, well, the neighbor's drain, and it's coming over to an 18-inch culvert. We bedded it all in riprap, brought in some more 411, and then topped it with some 57s around here, the tamper. Got the riprap going in through here. Extended the culvert about 6 feet past the driveway. Then we cut in a new trench to divert water this way. I think eventually we may come back and put riprap right here, but didn't have any more, and we're just gonna see how that goes. The customer, we had to come back anyway and do a little bit of cleanup work. Once it dries out, it's pretty soupy and swampy wet. So good news is for the customer, we were able to save them a little bit of money. The culvert by the road was an 18-inch, and I just cut off kind of the bent marks or bent pieces of the galvanized portion and was able to get it cleaned out pretty good. So we'll take those 18s back. We got the 8-inch installed, which you saw from the time lapse, which will be good here. We cut a little area in for water, and then got a little bit of an outlet here, so all good here. And then the final piece is actually here. We kind of cleaned up where the mud washed out, got all that cleaned up. And then the final part is this section here. We got this all cleaned up, and then riprap laid in here. There's the 18-inch culvert that I cut up with a grinding wheel, cut off the bent pieces and got it open again. So all in all, pretty good. Like I said, it's pretty muddy here, so the final cleanup is a little bit tricky. Like this kind of stuff is just kind of laying around, so we'll be back to clean that up at a different time. We got some more projects to go on here at this place, but all in all, pretty good.